So hi everybody.
Could you not trust? That's why the notification didn't go out. Well, golly wally doodle.
I feel so bamboozled by you. So we've been like talking to ourselves for the past, I don't know, 10 minutes, having a good old fun conversation about shit.
Yeah, let me fix that autofocus so it stops going in and out. Hello. So we have been talking to no one for like
Literally
10
no one.
minutes because I selected the broadcast, but I didn't hit go live. Why? I was like, why is everyone ignoring us? Why are they ignoring us?
Oh my god.
Sorry about that. There we go.
Yeah, pro streamers.
Pro streamers.
Fucking pro streamers.
So I also sent out a thing that was like, I don't know why the notifications aren't working. Well, you probably have to start streaming for the notification to go out.
Well, you know, it's fine.
It is fine.
It was like a rehearsal.
It was a rehearsal.
We had a mini rehearsal.
And you know what? We did great. I give the rehearsal a real A+.
Oh fuck, we're so funny, you guys.
We figured out a new thing we're gonna do.
Just a hoot and a holler.
And now we're gonna pretend that this is the first time.
We'll pretend that this is the first time. So now we can clip this.
Yes. Thank you, Rosie. Sorry about the name changes. Mr. Levity had to change it back. Too many of my email contacts were asking me who the hell Mr. Levity was. I'm so sorry, Mr. Levity, that we have created a
level of confusion.
Yeah, level of confusion in your life. I hope one of the mythological discoveries is one of Evan's old things you found in.
Well, we did make a mythological discovery when we thought we were streaming.
True.
Yes.
So
maybe we have Mr. Levity. I was saying the thing that I like about your last name is it does feel like it could be a fake last name.
Jeez Louise.
Starlink is.
Starlink. Okay, we're back though.
Yeah.
The nice thing is here, let me check the app. I'll tell you if it was.
Look at that pretty face. Did you just wink at them as a sausage?
Maybe.
How dare you?
How dare you, you freaking sausage wing. So, 9:10. It was obstructed by a leaf for 0.9 seconds, which then caused it to go into a 15-second search.
There's a place called Torkington Park. Okay, I'm not saying it's not a real last
name,
but
it's amazing.
It sounds like if somebody were to
Philip Torkington.
Yeah, pick like a porno name.
The Duke
and they were
of
a British man.
The Duke of Two Hands.
It would be Torkington.
I do like to know people. Like it was interesting in Twitch that you get to go by the name you choose. But also it is very nice to be able to associate on a human level, I guess. Not that Mr. Levity is any less of a name than Philip. Krissy, do you have a favorite summer scent? Oh, she's got at least two for sure.
Well, my favorite smell is I like to smell like patchouli. I like to think that if I come back as a ghost, I'm gonna smell like probably patchouli. And then
Nag Champa?
But Nag Champa is just not like a summer scent. And I can't even really say patchouli. It's just like because it's like a warm, woody. I do really like citrus. Love citrus.
That's true. Lavender or lilacs?
Oh, lilacs. Yeah.
Hi, Jason and Papa.
The smell of lilacs in the spring. I love that. I love the smell of lilacs in the spring. And citrus. I love citrus.
From liquids from my udders. I am cow. I am cow. I am cow.
I also really like citrus candies. So like when it comes to like sweets, and I like
I love it when they call me Big Papa.
I feel like I'd actually probably be like a really good person because they like sour sweet.
I've always thought to myself, you would make a good Persian person.
You'd make a great Persian.
Jason has got us on mute, but hi, Jason. Bye, Jason. I hope if you want me to talk to that doctor, I will. I will. Warstaff, someone told you that this was a stream. If you were here about 10 minutes ago,
you would have not thought so. Yeah.
You would have been incorrect because I didn't hit
start streaming.
So
we were talking to ourselves. But
we did a good job at it.
Yeah, and we discovered a new segment that we can have daily, and it's called This Day in History.
This Day in History.
Why don't we do that? So, the number one weird thing we discovered is this day in history, the first ever blood transfusion in 1667 happened. Fortunately, the man survived because they used so little sheep blood that he was fine.
Yes, apparently Jean-Baptiste Denis?
Denis?
Physician to King Louis the 8th?
No, that is the 14th. That's the 14th.
Transfused sheep blood into a 15-year-old boy. He survived, most likely due to the relatively small amount of blood used. The first thing it makes me think is, why
did he need it?
Why did they use sheep blood? Why didn't Jean-Baptiste Denis use his own blood? Oh, yeah. Sorry, Papa Warstaff. It's a little different. We do really appreciate you coming in, though. And, it is different than Twitch. However, it's just as good. Just get used to it. It's the same stuff. Things work a little bit better here. I mean, obviously, Starlink still has some problems here, there. But it's not the connection to Twitch that's the problem. But there was also rubber vulcanization by Charles Goodyear of the Goodyear Blimp Company. For a guy who went Warsaw is actually 2,530, but he made his use. Those ones were the kind of the interesting ones. Nobody really like soccer. I mean, come on, get out of here. And it is huge. But
I guess we just don't care about soccer.
There was a mountain exploded. Mount Pinatubo.
I would have been 4 years old at that time.
Really, this is just
the blood transfusion thing. Kind of.
Do we know anyone of this particular nature? Also, people that died on that day also don't look.
I know of Ella Fitzgerald. She was a singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Papa Warstaff. I'll get used to it. Well, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we just did she start baying and grazing? Oh, no. Pig's blood is used for transfusion, right? Isn't it?
They've used pig hearts in
oh, yes.
In
Attention. This is YouTube Police. This is to inform you wonderful people that YouTube is better for streaming, particularly for Evan, and his beautiful wife with lovely hair, Krissy Christopherson. Also, please donate thousands of Canadian currency dollars to this channel. Or else. Super wow.
Thank you, YouTube gods.
Yes, thank you, YouTube gods.
We enjoy being here.
Yes.
For those who don't know what happened, Mr. Levity typed that into Twitch chat with the exclamation mark. You can also access the commands in this weird through Stream Elements, but if you have Twitch chat open, you can do things like the exclamation commands that you're used to.
Look at that pretty face. Did you just wink
I did
at
not.
them
It was
as a
YouTube
sausage?
Police.
How dare you?
Should I go grab the cheese? Because to be honest, I am a wee bit hungry.
The cheese tax.
I would like to try the cheese that we made yesterday.
Sounds good.
Okay, I'm gonna go get it.
The cheese tax, the cheese tax. You gotta pay the cheese tax every time you're cooking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking. The rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. And when the cheese drawer opens, you gotta pay the tax.
It's absolutely true. When I go outside, I take off my socks and I roll up my pants. So that way, if a tick gets on me, I'm gonna see it rather than be like, oh no, I've like tucked my socks into my pants and it's just crawling on my clothes. No, I want to see it on my leg so I can fucking flick it off and destroy its life before it can get like anywhere closer up under my undercarriage.
We have figured
Roll
out
up your
one of the
pants,
main
children.
ways to thwart a tick is to remove your socks.
Yeah, remove your socks and roll up your pants.
The cheese tax,
Your socks
the
and roll up
cheese
your
tax.
pants.
You gotta pay the cheese tax every time you're cooking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes looking. The rules are the rules and the facts are the facts. And when the cheese drawer opens, you gotta pay the tax.
We have had quite a few dead weight, Nate. We have what's referred to as the American dog tick. So it doesn't carry as bad of diseases as the other ones, like the one with Lyme disease. Fuck, what's it called? I can't remember which one has Lyme disease, but it's in kind of Alberta in the States, and then the Lone Star tick is in the States. But yeah, we have a jar with probably like 30 dead ticks in it.
It's so gross. I hate it so much.
People keep asking me, why do you have a jar? And it's because at one point that jar was full of bug spray. So when you drop them in, they died. But then we realized there's just opening the jar was a hassle. So now I just use pliers and I crush them. Here, let me bring the camera over to the cheese land.
It's kind of like, here, I want to wash my hands.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, we've gotten some ticks. We've gotten real close like and comfortable with them. The cheese tax, the cheese tax. Gotta pay the cheese tax every time you're looking. When the cheese comes out, this puppy comes cooking. You guys, this was the cheese that was made yesterday. I'm gonna do my very best to try and be still.
Get out of my way a bit. Thank you.
I
Thank you so much.
also need to get out of the way a bit. Woo!
Really
It is a softer cheese. Blech.
Oh, it's really
Really tasty.
yum 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 yum.
So what kind of cheese would you closely
It's
compare it to?
farmer's cheese.
It is farmer's cheese.
It's farmer's cheese.
Is that what would you compare farmer's cheese to? Ricotta? Ricotta?
Somewhat. Here, let me just wash my hands. I'll cut you off. I know this is not the most nicely shaped brick of cheese, but deal with it.
We'll carve it into fun shapes. Oh yeah, it's got, you can tell the thickness or the consistency of it.
It's really creamy.
Here, can I?
Could spread that probably.
Ooh. It is really good, but very oniony. In a good way.
Yeah, it has our fresh garden onion in it.
It's got some fresh onions from the garlic. That's a brain. A koala brain, maybe. Because we learned that koalas have, like, exceptionally smooth brains. Papa Warstaff, one other thing I'll tell you that has seemed to be a learning curve since moving from Twitch is you'll notice in the top there's something that says live chat and top chat. You want to switch that to live chat. Put that brain, I mean cheese, on a cracker. We do have some crackers.
Yeah, we got toppables. Sorry, I shouldn't.
These are toppables. Because you can put things on top of them, I'm guessing?
Yeah, something like that.
Also, we have what's referred to as Mennonite Tupperware, which is the Dream Whip, Cool Whip container and or old butter containers. Oh my god, all the chat. Dear God, what am I looking at? Hello, Code Synth. Mrs. Krissy whooped up some cheese yesterday. And she's spreading it on a cracker. And we're just trying it out. This is cheese on a cracker. You want some cheese on a cracker?
Oh, good.
It is very creamy.
Very creamy.
Homemade cheese? Yeah. So yesterday.
Oh, that's so fucking good. It tastes kind of like cream cheese and ricotta. It doesn't melt, though. Like, it's not a melty cheese, so it's kind of like a paneer cheese in that sense. But
I refuse to change my settings. I'm an American. The world changes to accommodate me. Dude, that's for a bowl of cereal. You know Happy Mask has got like a ton of great sorry, I got delicious cheese in my mouth. A ton of great cereal bowls made from plastic Tupperware. Cookies and milk and cereal. I thought you only put your milk in a cup and let it turn into plastic at night. That's what you told us yesterday. Fromage maison. House cheese.
yeah, house cheese. Tiny house cheese.
That would be petite maison
Fromage.
or it would be backwards because French is backwards. Fromage maison petite.
Oui, oui.
I refuse to change my settings. I'm an American. Oh, the disposable gamer is Code Synth, yo. Drop a follow to the Code Synth or the disposable gamer channel. I believe the man is working on some stuff that takes planning and coordination, unlike somebody named Sheriff. Somebody named Sheriff. Krissy's cooking show, yeah. Rosie, for the last little bit, Krissy has been doing cooking stuff when we have it all set up and everything. My Code Synth wears hats. My Code Synth is check the profile picture. The one thing about the YouTube chat, I'll say that's a little. They put this little heart thing in the corner, and that heart thing in the corner kind of gets in the way of reading some of the words
Until like somebody else says something, and then we can read the full sentence.
Yeah. Code Synth.
It's that crazy ass maid
Walking out that goblin fortress with that loaded 12.
Like for the, past minute, I thought Disposable Gamer said boo hat, but it turns out he said boom hat. Boo hat.
Boo hat.
Boo hat.
So we kind of thought that.
Oh no! War staff, he's like, I just reported code synth.
Are you serious? He must be joking. Can't be for report. I mean, that'll teach you though to come up and.
I mean, we did like what was he? We did to scroll lock the other day.
Yesterday, I was like, here, I'm going to test out the timeout feature.
Yeah, we timed him out for 5 minutes.
Well, the timeout feature is 5 minutes without exception.
Yeah. So getting into one of our title cards today.
The mysteries.
Mythological creatures.
Yeah, that heart thing sucks.
Mythological
I know.
mermen.
If you click it, it makes stuff pop up on chat or on the screen or something. But yes, we wanted to talk about a newly discovered species in Canada.
Yes.
Not in Saskatchewan.
Manitoba.
In Manitoba. And it is the merman.
Yes.
From all different First Nations groups around Manitoba.
I just love it. It makes me so happy. So they've started this social media challenge where they're going and posing by lakes as mermen, just using a bed sheet and like a family member's bra.
Like
and I just
they borrow so mermen from First Nations across Manitoba have been washing up on social media timelines in recent weeks. The men in the portraits say the latest Facebook trend is Indigenous humor at its finest.
I agree.
It's
this
purely
is so
beautiful.
Funny. I love how his feet are tied together with a rope to make it look like the fin.
So this gentleman's name is Julien Baptiste of Ebb and Flow First Nation, posing as a merman. And
the majestic merman of Manitoba.
Yeah, he indicates
the little large
says,
merman. It's always better down where it's sweater under the sea.
Under the sea. I made a post asking if I should go out and do it, and I had like maybe 40 reacts, so I just decided to do it to have some laughs. Said Julien Baptiste, who is from Ebb and Flow First, Southwestern Manitoba. Majestic mermen of Manitoba have been popping up across social media following the recent release of the latest film adaptation of The Little Mermaid, which showcases a female version of the mythical half-fish, half-human creature. Trend sees people on Facebook challenging others to strike their finest merman pose.
Oh, can I read my most favorite sentence of this article?
Absolutely.
I just used one of our bed sheets, and then I went to my cousin and asked if she had an old bra I could use, said Baptiste. She was wondering why I would need one, and then I told her, I'm just trying to do that mermaid thing.
Can you imagine that conversation? I mean, it's beautiful.
It's so great. This is the most majestic merman I have ever seen.
It gets better. Also, Ebb and Flow is a wonderful name.
We agree.
I wanted to be the Little Mermaid, but I turned out to be Ursula. Baptiste said on Facebook after he posted his merman picture referring to the main villain in the Disney story, I just couldn't stop laughing. I was trying to stop myself when I was taking them, he said, or Baptiste said. The photos were quickly and widely shared in Indigenous communities all over Manitoba, prompting others to follow with their own posts or photos, showing men lying elegantly next to lakes with sheets wrapped around their legs for fins and bras, mimicking the Disney characters' outfits.
This guy is posing.
Just so.
Can you do? I think you should do a merman.
You want me to just be like under the sea? Honestly, though, it looks like a bunch of people having fun, but it takes a lot of chutzpah to do this. A lot of you got to be very confident in yourself for getting these pictures going out there, especially knowing it could very well go viral. Viral. Vile. Not vile. Wilson Harper represents Garden Hill First Nation. So this is a rivaling
He looks more like he's planking. This guy's like totally a fish out of water.
Little Grand Rapids. I've actually
like
been
he just
there.
like he beached a little bit.
Merman Ron Dunsford. I love it. You need this. Fuck that.
In your garden.
Oh, in the garden. Yeah, do it in the garden. This one was one of your favorites, I think.
Yeah, I enjoy this one.
Norway House is another place in Manitoba. Splashing water. Why do you have so many offshoot channels? One looks like a Fortnite channel.
Just a bucket of water next to you.
Look at this. Who did this
it's a
wrap
fitted
job?
sheet. He's just like in a fitted sheet.
Yeah, who did this wrap? Honestly, the thing is I don't know if we would have enough sheets and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I wouldn't want you to do that to one of my sheets.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh man, could you imagine talking your buddy into doing it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, so can we,
This guy's so great.
less than a half an hour, the photos had more than 400 shares. Yeah, it's just a bunch of people joining in from a bunch of different. I don't know about you, but I'd crash my boat on these rocky shores.
This man I love is like leaf bra.
Winnipeg, Manitoba. This should actually be Manitoba's...
Oh my god, this should be the official picture for Winnipeg.
Yeah, welcome to Manitoba.
Welcome to Winnipeg.
It's far more inviting than Winnipeg usually is. This actually looks...
Trizzle said that looks like my dad.
That looks like my dad. All imitators, there can only be one. That looks like my dad. Trizzle, are you going to do the merman? He like swam. Like, where is this?
I don't know.
I'd like to know how far away from shore this one is. That one's, this is actually a good idea to lift your legs like that because it would make your core look like really nice and flexed. Hey, Mad Enigma! I'd like to apologize, Mad Enigma. You just missed us going through the pictures of the lovely
Manitoba
mermen.
poses.
The Manitoba mermen. Who'da thunk it?
I know, it looks so fun. Like, they're having such a good time.
It's, I mean, really, if you're gonna bring people together, you might as well do it while, you know, making it something to joke about. Yeah. Something that, you know, you can kind of break down that stereotypical, it would be inappropriate for me to do this.
Humor builds bridges.
Absolutely. So, how are you, Mad Enigma? I'm at work, so I'm happy I didn't get too turned on. Well, you know, I'm glad that you missed it then in that, because I mean,
Trizzle, you'd be dressing as
Humor makes
mermen,
babies.
not merwomen. So it's,
yeah, it did say mermen. Actually.
Yeah, mermen.
But did they have mermen in the movie? Oh, the dad.
Yeah, Poseidon's a fucking merman.
Oh yeah, her dad's Poseidon.
Yeah.
I thought it was Seaman.
Seaman, come.
The one of the other things that we wanted to kind of talk about was in the last little bit, the largest T-Rex on Earth was found in the province that we live in East End, Saskatchewan.
So it was, in 91.
Oh, they found it in 1991?
Sorry, okay, the museum was built in 91 after they found the world's biggest T-Rex. It's just, the whole reason this is funny is so we have this museum in East End about like the world's largest T-Rex that has been discovered. And then also simultaneously in East End is one of the like largest creationist museums as well. And it's funny. It's quite ironic. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if that's it.
So this T-Rex is on display in like a very kind of barren-esque community. Dino Days.
Oh.
This must be.
No, I don't. Well, here.
I
Maybe,
need a bra. Trizzle.
I'm gonna Google.
Just ask your wife for a bra. Mad Enigma. Today's not bad at all. Maddie comes home today, and it's the last 2 weeks of school, so no homework and lots of hanging out and snuggles. That's true. That's why June was always thebomb.com. So my birthday's on Saturday, and it was always not too many weeks of school after that.
Big Valley. Oh wait, no, that's Alberta. I was certain that there was one in Bend.
Creation? Oh,
So
that's
just
in
a week of-
Kentucky. Oh, that's the boat. That's where Trizzle lives.
I was so certain that there was one there. Maybe it closed down. I was so certain that there was a creationist museum.
Well, it's kind of weird to have the world's biggest
Well, that's
T-Rex found where there's dinosaurs were put here to test our faith, I do declare.
that's the whole point. Is it's absolutely ridiculous. That's the one Bill Nye went to.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I don't know.
Bill.
I think creationism is.
Also, has anyone ever found Carmen Sandiego?
Oh, where in the world is she?
The hideousness of that foot will haunt my dreams forever.
I'm not surprised. I remember having a VHS of it in my childhood. Or not a VHS, a cassette. Cassette for my tape player of Carmen Sandiego. And, like, it was kind of like a game thing. And I never really listened to it because I never had, like, the printout booklet that went with it. God, that makes me feel old. Carmen Sandiego. It was like I had a yellow cassette. But there was, like, supposed to be, like, a printout thing that went along with it.
Build it with hand tools like supposed to. I ain't impressed. Honestly, Noah saved some real shitty species like ticks. If he did indeed, definitely. Who's harder to find, Carmen Sandiego or Waldo? Definitely
Carmen
Wally.
Sandiego.
Wally was a heart-wrenching.
I did shed a tear.
Oh no! Why'd you close that?
I don't know, because I'm dumb. I make bad dumb choices.
That's why I hold the keyboard.
Yeah.
I am the purveyor
I just like
of
to
the
close
steering
tabs.
wheel.
I am a closer of tabs.
Hey! Oh yeah, Moses. Why did I say hey? I thought I seen a different name, depending on where you live. So the problem with Waldo is it would be significantly easier to find him if everybody didn't dress like him.
No, but that's the point. And, like, they've expanded the books now, so you have to, like, look for the wizard, and you have to look for, like, the Lady Waldo, and, oh, we're gonna look at that picture.
Oh yeah. Slightly differently.
The cheese was so good.
Yeah, I have lingering cheese. Oh,
Very yummy. Good cheese.
he has a different entries. Who did I say? Moses? I meant Noah. Did I say Noah?
Wait, who are we, what? Like in the Ark creation myth?
Yeah.
Or the Ark myth?
Noah made the boat.
Noah made the boat.
Yes.
Moses separated the water
The
when they were
weird-
leaving Egypt.
Yes, which flooded. I'm just kidding. It didn't. That's not how
Moses
the flood
was
happened.
the baby that was found in the reeds. I know my Bible stories.
I surprisingly don't always that well.
I think it's good to remember the Bible stories, so then when like crazy people come at you with like Bible shit, you can be like, well,
don't come at me with that crazy Bible stuff.
it's like, when people deserve to be poor, well, then why did Jesus feed the poor with the miracle of breaking the fish and the bread? Wouldn't he have just told them, suck it, go get your own?
So
That's why I think it's important to know Bible shit.
I miss watching Cast. I get so many adverts. Yeah, it's Curious is doing good though. He's going through his chemo and he's getting prepared to go to the land of Philip Torkington soon. I'm sure he'd love to know that at least you have him in your thoughts. Oh, we spoke about kebabs last night. When Cass visits, I'm gonna buy him the biggest damn kebab of all time. The biggest kebab.
Papa, we're stuff. Don't worry. I'm used to my name getting auto-corrected.
Just gonna look along the roads for a tiny house in Carl. Honestly, it would be hard to find, but you could technically find it that way. I like the story of the witch of Endor that accidentally become an actual. Wait, what's that from?
It must be in the Bible.
Like Endor,
But I thought like Endor was from
Star Wars,
Lord of the Rings.
No, isn't it the Wookiees live on Endor?
Oh, you're right.
Philip Torkington, you have way too.
I need to Google this. Witch of Endor.
Maybe it's in that book of the Bible
Endor.
that isn't actually in that everyone says is supposed to be there.
Oh, according to the Hebrew Bible, it was consulted by Saul to summon the spirit of the prophet Samuel.
So Star
I didn't know that
Wars
one.
is biblically accurate? Star Wars is biblically accurate. And Chewbacca...
Well, there's also... I know there's one of the things in the Bible where a donkey speaks.
So Shrek is also historically accurate?
Let's read a little bit about the Witch of Endor.
The Witch of Endor. If you push that plus sign, it'll get...
The Witch of Endor is a woman who, according to the Hebrew Bible, was consulted by Saul to summon the spirit of the prophet Samuel. Saul wished to receive advice on defeating the Philistines in battle after prior attempts to consult God through sacred lots and other means had failed. When summoned, however, the spirit of Samuel only delivers a prophecy of doom against Saul. The event occurs in the first book of Samuel. It is also mentioned in the Deuterocanonical book of Sirach?
Sriracha?
Sea-ape-scape.
Originally ethical teachings from
The Sea Ape Escape. Philip,
Interesting.
Big Phil had a thought somebody was asking for a wedding brochure with this cover, but honestly, apparently, correct pronunciation.
Philistine.
Oh,
Oops. I said.
is it Berenstain or Berenstein?
I got that Canadian accent there, eh?
Yeah, we got that little bit of an A in it, where we only do things primarily like sender.
Yeah.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
When those commands play, do you guys ever hear crackling on your end? It's something that I heard when I was listening to it back, but I don't know if I was using crappy headphones because Jason said that he doesn't.
Interesting. I never knew about the Witch of Endor.
The Witch of Endor. And we also thought it would be funny to talk about what your grandma's basement looked like.
Because my grandma's basement looked like this.
And this could be very well a North American experience.
Could be. I don't know.
So we both grew up in the same place.
Can I have the famous wiener in my anus?
We both grew up in the same place, as you know. And
we didn't know each other though as children.
Yeah, we didn't know each other.
As youths, our paths never crossed.
As you I'll have to check. I don't know why they crackled, to be honest with you. But we didn't know, looking at this image, if this was a North American experience. Because the more we looked at it, sound keeps cutting out, Evan. Like the microphone sound or what? Because that could be the noise gate. Stream is fine, but sound keeps not working. My grandmother never lived anywhere that had a basement, but those blankets are 100% in every room of the house.
Oh, those Afghans? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So every single thing that was sounding out, Evan said it. Here. Let me move the microphone closer. It could just be the noise gate is catching us. I'm sorry about that.
We wanted to avoid holding the microphone so you don't get the sounds.
Okay, let me adjust the sound gate because, yeah, we're trying to not hold it because it's been...
We want to make this as professional of an experience for you guys as possible.
Well... professional.
I am clearly being sarcastic.
Yeah. Let's try that. If anything like that happens again, definitely let us know. The problem is balancing everything with it picking up too much audio. Like, say, for instance, if I did this.
Look at that pretty face.
Oh, no.
Did you just
Hey, we're
wink
good.
at
We're
them
good.
as a sausage?
Guys, let me know if it's cutting out a bit
How
again and
dare
stuff.
you.
I can turn up the gain. I can change the
Hello,
uh
this is the YouTube police again. Evan, please grip the microphone tightly and hold it like the most precious phallic thing in the universe. Yours sincerely, YouTube police. Wee woo wee woo wee woo. That was our siren. Super siren, wow.
That's our siren. Wee woo, wee woo. It probably does sound significantly better when we hold it closer to us, eh? We just found when we were holding it that we were moving it too much, and you could hear it moving.
I'm a fidgety person. If I have something in my
fidgetizer.
hand, I'm gonna like fuck around with it.
I do believe it's mostly this thing that makes the sound.
Yeah, and that's the thing I play around with. So that's why I can't have it in my hands. I have like if I have something in my hands, I have a problem and I need to like fidget it, like a fidget spinner. I never had a fidget spinner, but I feel like I should.
That you should.
They used to have things you could get when I was growing up that you put your thumbs in and it would allow you to like twiddle your thumbs. It was like a piece of wood and it had two holes in the opposite end and you would put your thumb in it and so you could go like that. Have you ever seen one of those?
An old school fidget spinner?
A thumb twiddler or whatever?
No, I have not.
I want to see if I can Google a picture of this.
Don't close this, though.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna open a new tab. I've learned my lesson.
You're a lesson learner, are you?
Twiddler.
The frickin' thumb twiddler.
The cat is snoring. Yeah, something like this.
Okay, I'll put it back. Our fidget spinners were disciplined and hard work. I think our fidget spinner, for a guy, a fidget spinner has always been like scratching your balls.
So this is like a really fancy one.
I can't use my favorite emote. I'm sorry, Papa Warstaff. Hopefully you can still find it within yourself to enjoy your time with us. Oh, Game Boy Advanced SP. I had a Game Boy Advanced SP, and honestly, I think that might be the coolest iteration.
You ever use it?
Oh,
Like
like it
your
goes in a circle?
That
The
no
thumb
one
twiddler.
knows. What does the fox say? Ding, 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 ding,
See, so
ding,
that
ding,
shouldn't be...
ding, 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 ding.
I don't know if that was peaking the sound command or whatever, but yeah, I'll have to look back and see. Yeah, if only the backlight was better. Yeah, the backlight sucked on all of them. Did you guys ever have that one Game Boy attachment? This is the one that I had. Oh no, that's a magnifying one. Oh, fancy pantsy. Oh, watch me grind I'm going to build a rope. So this is the one that I had, the newbie game light. This thing was bad. All the clips are massively crackly now, even the worst one. See, I just don't know. I think it must be something like I'm trying to do something that it knows is not right. Like it's pulling an overlay from Twitch instead of YouTube to get those going. But so you were a noob. I just want to play something with a little bit of sound.
Oh, he said the clips are not crackly.
Oh.
The heart covered up the word.
Oh, that heart. It almost made me change some stuff. You were noobs, that's fair. We're all nibs at once. So yeah, this was, we actually have probably one of these somewhere.
Yeah.
I
can feel that Afghan in my...
Yeah, it's like...
And I can also feel the texture of that
It's not
couch.
necessarily comfortable.
No, it's
but
kind of plasticky.
But it's kind
hard.
of comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, it also didn't really do much for warmth because it had, you could like put your toes and fingers through the holes.
This feels better,
of it.
lol, lol.
Well, no, that's a pretty tight crochet, like a tight weave. But its texture is like a Brillo pad.
Yeah, it's definitely more of an itchy maker
Hi.
than it is
Just
a comfort.
to clarify, because I keep typing boring shit, the clips were very crackly yesterday and earlier today. But the ones I've tried in the last 20 minutes have been perfect. So that's good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't know what that crackle is.
That sofa looks like pizza. I remember my grandma having that exact sofa in her upstairs living room.
Oh yeah, my grandparents.
Sitting room. In the sitting room.
My grandparents.
I love it when they call me Big Papa.
My grandparents had this in the basement because it got replaced by the one that they kept plastic over because heavens to Betsy, your couch got dirty.
Like everyone's grandma had that couch.
It's just...
And okay, so these things, my grandma had these everywhere. She made them. She never had one in orange. She liked cool colors, so I remember there being a purple, blue, and mint green one.
See, my grandma never had it with the doll.
My
on
grandma
top.
loved making that shit. There was so much of that shit all over her house.
I mean, it's kind of
They're creepy.
It's progressively in a sense of it doesn't do any hip size shaming.
No, but it is creepy.
Mind you, weren't those dresses? Didn't they have like a?
Oh yeah, they had
like a metal
and big metal cages underneath.
Heavens to Betsy!
And they were actually a fire hazard. Like they caught on fire a lot.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, I could hear a slurping sound, and it's Jinjee. So this.
We have one of those. I use it a lot. It's great.
We got
to show it?
Yeah. Oh
okay.
yeah. Me. Just put the lid on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
So we literally got this from either Krissy's mom or grandma.
It's my little roaster.
Yeah, look at this bad boy.
Yeah. My brother has the medium and large, and I have the baby. And it's perfect. It fits in my convection oven.
Jinjee's a rare mythological discovery.
It's true.
T-Rex. I'm not sure who T-Rex is, but I mean,
they know Jinjee.
Name. Great name. They know Jinjee.
Faposaurus Rex.
It could be Faposaurus.
Is it Faposaurus?
So we're cooking in style. You can't beat the rare enameled cast iron. My grandparents had one of these. Who is Jinjee? Is he me? I mean, so Jinjee is our cat. He is currently eating very slurpy foods, his wet slurpy foods, or else I'd show him, but you can only see his derriere. But my grandpa had one of these, and we used to listen to Johnny Be Good and Great Balls of Fire. I'll show him. Don't you worry.
I'll grab him after
Don't
he's
you
done
worry.
eating his slurp.
Yeah. We used to listen to the Johnny Be Good and Great Balls of Fire on repeat. It was the only songs we liked. While we would dump all of his salt on his shuffleboard thing, and he'd get so mad at us. There was also a party house when I was a teenager that was my parents' friend purchased because they were knocking it down to sell the lot. But in the house, we got to party in it before it got knocked down, and there was one of these. And I found an adapter that we could plug our phones into it to listen to music. Or sorry, our MP3 players.
My mom was saying that my grandma did have one in the basement. Now, I don't remember it, and I'm actually also shocked that my grandma had something that could play secular devil music.
Secular devil
Just because
music?
So my mom likes to tell me the story of her first vinyl record she ever bought. Anne Murray's Snowbird. How fucking innocuous.
Who knew the two most beautiful people in Canada were named Chris and Krissy, and lived in a tiny house?
That's us.
So, Anne Murray Snowbird. Brought that home. My grandpa proceeded to destroy it and throw it out because it's demon devil music. Fucking Anne Murray Snowbird.
This music is making me tap my foot. It must be the devil. Jinjee boy. Jinjee boy all up in the biz. Hello, young son. Young, wonderful son of ours. This is Jinjee. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
Don't, after you ate all your food, don't, pork or chork. My Jinjee nodes are excited by this. Well, you know what? Normally I would say to have your Jinjee nodes checked by a doctor, but otherwise, I think you're healthy because this little boy, little butt boy, he generally excites the nodes, as it were. The only other thing that excites the nodes is this beautiful array of Tupperware. Just total classic.
I remember the orange.
This stuff, the benefit to this is when you microwave spaghetti in it, it doesn't turn
discolor.
it. Yeah, because
the orange stays orange.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my grandma had this. However, I will say most of my grandma's Tupperware was always old margarine containers, and
like ours?
Yeah, exactly, like us. Digi Wampus. These still to this
Those
day.
are good. I like those candies.
To this day, these are probably some of my favorite hard candies. So if I was gonna have people to have some hard candies around my house, I won't do. I was gonna whistle like Herbert, but I won't.
I hate it so much.
These candies are still my favorite. If I seen them, I would eat them. Bye, Jinjee.
I know because he does some like little licks, and like he's preparing to bite you, and then you can tell because he leans.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's about to bite me.
You never know when he's just trying to play it cool.
Yeah.
Stay icy.
Jason missed out on something special. I mean, right? T-Rex. Can you?
Is it Papasaurus?
I can't remember which person T-Rex is from our previous life. But if you could please remind us, I would appreciate that. Because you obviously also are aware of Jason. So these.
What if Jason just has an alt account?
Yeah. Actually, is T-Rex Jason's doctor? Because if so, you gotta check deeper.
Did I guess right? My guess is it's Fat.
I was hoping you'd guess who I am.
Danny?
No, because Danny's is
That's true.
I shouldn't say normal, but
I'm just trying to think of the two people that have something to do with dinosaurs. and Dinosaur,
Yeah.
and Vaposaurus.
I
So
mean,
those are like my two guesses.
That's logical.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. If they brought up Jason,
Favorite teddy bear.
Agno! Did Agno? Teddy bear?
Maybe.
Because I
Agno?
say no. Teddy bear?
Teddy bear?
Who's your
bear?
favorite teddy bear? Hey! Teddy bears! Teddy bears! Teddy bears! Teddy bears! Teddy bears! It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. If there's one thing I always come here for, it's the professionalism. Hey, well, Code Synth. Speaking of which, we could play a little bit of that game, maybe.
Which
the
game?
professional.
Oh, is that the one where you like do the
Yeah.
robbery?
Well, okay, we'll show them after
Okay.
quickly. We won't necessarily play the whole thing or whatever, but well, You want to see a professional?
It is
code?
a mythical creature.
It's about. I keep being asleep at this hour, so I kept missing your YouTube. Oh,
I mean, that's fair. Human sleep is important.
yeah, and the nice thing is it's a place where the VOD is a little bit more accessible, and we'll make.
And you can leave comments, and we can respond to it.
Yeah, that's it. You could also
Are you on
like the video.
like the video
You
and
could
comment.
like, comment, and
It helps us in
subscribe.
the algorithm. Are you? Wait, Agnope, are you in our Discord?
Oh, I typed that into the wrong fucking.
Human sleep cringe.
I meant to do this. Sorry.
Lie the fuck down, my darling, and sleep.
It's lovely. Thank you, Agnope. It's wonderful to see you. And actually, from someone from New Zealand, maybe you can tell us if you've ever seen any of these things.
Is this part of your childhood? Because it was an intrinsic part of our childhood.
This is, as far as we know, North American heritage. This is back when you literally had to phone your neighbors to help move your TV.
When people in the States, or not, I guess not, when white people are like, we need to preserve white people culture, this is what they're talking about.
Yeah, woohoo!
White people culture is so important to preserve.
Oh yeah, nope, I get that. I totally get that. And don't worry whatsoever. Thank you so much for dropping a follow on here. The Discord notifications work, but also today it didn't work the notifications very well because we were talking for like 15 minutes before we realized we weren't actually live.
True.
And then someone was like, "Why aren't you live yet?" And we're like, "What?"
But yeah, those Royal Dance, it's kind of like an 80-20% that it's 80% most likely going to be a sewing kit. 20% might actually,
These are
10%
good.
might be buttons, 10% might be cookies.
Like, I don't know who the dance are, if it's the Danish.
Those
but
are Danish butter cookies.
I love these cookies. And the cooking thing in the bottom. And all the bottom row. Oh, nice. You had these too?
The strawberry candies are...
We have one of these still.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
great.
like Evan is just rolling his finger. Why? What is it? Do I have the mic too loud or something? I feel like Evan is just rolling his mechanical finger around in my ear. Unless it's covering a word. No. Yeah, those aren't that old. So my grandparents had one of these in their basement, these TVs, and it didn't actually have a TV in it. So we would take turns playing TV. And we would sit inside of it and pretend
that you were like a program.
Oh yeah, no, sorry, Code's talking about me and the professionalism.
Oh, yes.
So
oh, should we talk about the movie we watched last night?
It's not new by any stretch.
It's like 5 years old.
Hey, no worries,
6 years
Rosie. We watched that. It's an older movie. Oh, apparently a herb as well.
It's an herb.
Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets with the man who looks absolutely identical
to Cole Sprouse.
To Cole Sprouse. I wonder if someone's done that.
So
Bean DeHaan
I was in the movie, or
Cole
I was in the mood
Sprouse.
to watch a really shitty sci-fi movie, and it was either between Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets or Jupiter Ascending. That was just a kind of mood of movie I was in for last night. So Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets did have a higher rating than Jupiter Ascending, so that's what we decided to watch. And oh boy, I will say,
I can't tell which one
much
is
better than Power of the Dog. If I had to choose, Mr. Levity, if you're gonna watch a movie that we talk about, this is way better than Power of the Dog.
Build this rope. Fuck out.
Like, this is the main actor. This is Dylan DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
I've never seen him in anything else.
What did I say?
Because Dylan Sprouse is a Sprouse.
Oh.
There's Dylan and
So,
Cole
like,
Sprouse.
look at these two people. What are you talking about? They're not the same people? I have recently, when we watch movies, and I don't know if this is like an age thing or what, but there's so many younger actors and actresses that all look super similar.
He is a year older than me.
What?
Yes.
I feel like they just cloned several generic people like Scarlett Johansson, specifically, I can't think of the others right now, but Leonardo DiCaprio is a young man. Like, it's like they've
Margot
taken...
Robbie
Margot
looks exactly
Robbie.
like the chick who was in My Name is Earl.
Yeah, there's just... It's like they've have a gene pool of specific movie stars.
But yeah, Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. Yes, Cole Sprouse also looks like Dylan Sprouse. They look like they
They're
could be
apparently
identical twins.
Zoe Deschanel is about 300. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, it's weird to me. Not weird, and I guess I just don't know if my brain is having a harder time, like, distinguishing differences.
Or like all of the Krisses in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
They do look different, though.
Mind you, sometimes you're like, this guy looks like a Hemsworth. You're like, yeah, it's one of the 12 Hemsworths.
Who's your favorite Chris? Mine might be Chris Pine. I like Chris Pine.
Favorite Chris?
Yeah.
Also, Valerian is shit. Don't watch it.
We watched it. That's what we watched last night. I liked, there was cool stuff in the story. The execution was shit. The relationship between the two of them, absolutely unbelievable.
My favorite Chris. So here's a list of Chris's.
Famous Chris's.
So go down the list on the left here. No. Chris Evans, I don't really like him. I don't know why.
I like Chris Pine.
I didn't mind him. Chris Pine's alright.
City of Ember.
Chris O'Donnell, don't know. Chris Colfer, Chris Maloney, Chris Isaac, Chris Bosch, he's a basketball player. Christopher Guest. Hemsworth, Tucker, Chris Farley,
R.I.P.
Eccleston from Doctor
Doctor Who. He was my least favorite Doctor of the
Oh my god, I put famous Chris's.
Ludacris?
It put fucking Ludacris. What are you talking about? Chris Jericho? Is that his real name, though? City of Ember.
Let's watch a trailer for it.
So, on this list,
Chris Elliott.
I
He
would
looks
have
familiar.
to pick Chris Farley, Christopher Plummer, or Chris O'Dowd.
The thing I like about Christopher Plummer is when he talks about his time filming Sound of Music, he talks about how he hates working with children. I just think that's so funny.
I'm surprised it didn't come up with Jesus Chris. The person on this list, I would say...
I like Christopher Maloney from Law and Order SVU.
The person on this list that I increasingly dislike more and more is Chris Pratt. Hot take.
Oh, what really pissed me off the other day is he was giving an interview about having kids and was talking about how you should like have kids as young as possible because then when you have kids young, you get to spend more time with them. Well, yeah, that is how that fucking works, but also like get fucked. Like you're a rich actor with a shitload of resources. You can't just go around telling people, "Oh, by the grace of God, you should have children as young as possible." Like, get fucking wrecked. I don't know. It just really made me angry.
We had gotten to a point in society where people are trying to get everything in order before having kids, and now
that's not the way you should do it.
And now people who own companies are like, "Well, that we're gonna need a whole slew of workers, so you best start having babies." A lot of people think Sebastian Stan looks like Luke Skywalker.
Sebastian Stan was in. Oh, he played. That dude. He was most recently in Pam and Tommy. We watched him in. Ish.
Yeah. Do you mean Luke Skywalker or Mark Hamill?
Probably young Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill? Yeah, it's different for everyone. I was 17 when we had our first and 19 the second. Miss Love was 23 and 25 respectively. And yes, it's legal. I'm glad we couldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, everything is... Yeah, not everyone wants kids young. And I just think it's really irresponsible of him, especially someone who has a lot of, like, disposable income, to go around, and especially in a country where you do not have equal rights for men and women, to tell couples to have children as young as possible.
So this is actually an article? Mark Hamill's response to Sebastian Stan saying he would possibly play Luke Skywalker. Oh my.
Yeah, we don't have kids, nor do we want kids, Rosie. I just want cats.
Yeah, there's a lot...
He definitely looks like a young Mark Hamill.
There's a lot that we've talked in a sense of like, I think somebody fucking... I think
AI
these...
that?
Yeah, I think these are literally the same face. I don't think that's fucking real.
Jinjee's a great kid. He's the only kid I want.
At one point, I maybe thought that I could have kids, but only because I thought I was supposed to. And then as my body started to make it that, like, I wouldn't be able to do the things that my brother can do for his son. Like, my brother is super active and coaching sports and, you know, all this stuff and, you know, running around and playing with them. And I physically can't do that stuff. And I decided cool uncle was good enough for me.
Yeah.
I just have to try and convince my one niece from Krissy's side to start calling me uncle, because literally, legally, I am.
She 100% does it just to fuck with you. It's really quite funny. She refuses to call him Uncle Evan, and she's like, I think 13, 14 almost, and she just does it as like a point to be like, fuck you.
Actually, because I always say to her, "You're straight capping, bro." I always pretend that I'm young and cool and hip.
Oh my god, I texted her something the other day and she responded ALR, and I literally had to Google that stands for all right, because I'm old and I don't understand slang anymore.
Jason. Mr. Levity, I love my boys, but glad they're at university now. I just have Mrs. Levin, the Ollie doggo. Just want some more guinea pigs. Interesting.
Would you raise
awesome. Yeah, it's guinea
pigs for their meat?
The Transformer TARDIS shirt.
Yeah, the Tardformer. My favorite shirt.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they should have that was the equivalency of being like, can you touch your elbows behind your back?
No meat.
No meat. Yeah, I don't hate kids either, Rosie. I just
we just don't want any.
I just don't have I feel like maybe the day before I pass away of old age, I'll say to myself, I think I finally understand enough that I feel like I could give someone a little bit of advice. But as of right now, if my kid came to me and was like, my throat feels weird, I'd be like, does it? Well, my throat feels kind of weird too. Do you think we're okay? You know what I mean? Like, we had 2 piggies called Billy and... Sorry, that's...
Heart things.
Heart things and...
Libby. It was Libby. Somebody needs to say something.
Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say face.
That doesn't work. Oh.
Yeah,
Libby.
Billy and Libby from 2015 to 2022. They were gorgeous. That's a pretty long life. We had some hamsters. They didn't live that long.
The only... So my series of pets, I had... Before I got my cat, Missy, I did have 2 red-eared turtles. And I got them from my mom's friend, Jocelyn, who lived out in Rosetown. She had these turtles. For some reason, decided that we should have these turtles. And then I remembered the first one died. And my mom threw it in the garbage. And I remember being really sad because I remember seeing... It was kind of like a white... opaque garbage bag, but you could kind of see through it. And I remember seeing his little like turtle body pressed up against the side of the garbage bag, and I remember crying. You can't recycle turtles. I was really, really upset about it that my mom just threw it in the garbage. And then when the next one passed away, my brother very kindly buried it in the backyard for me before my mom could just throw it in the garbage. So and then I got a cat. Rest in peace, Missy. She lived for a nice long time. And then I got Jinjee, my sweet senior kitten.
Oh my sweet dog. You know what would be better than that? Almost anything else.
So that's what guinea pigs do?
I guess so. Guinea pigs.
I used to think that if you buried your pets, you could grow new ones, like a seed.
I actually made that joke in the garden yesterday because we were having like the potatoes that Krissy grew are growing from potatoes that we had.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, you know, you can't cut my leg off and plant it in the ground and grow more legs. So it's quite amazing to, I only talk about the garden as if I've never heard of gardening because my biggest, interaction with gardening prior to us having one is, my grandma and grandpa had a garden and me and my cousins would go and ransack it for all of the peas and stuff like that. And I mean, now knowing how much effort it takes for it to become the size it was when we ate it is significantly different than I think. But
grow more legs, you grow more Evans.
I mean, that's true. You would clone. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the pictures that I guess I could show these ones.
Oh, Deadweight Nate's home now.
Deadweight Nate, back from waiting in the car dealership, was getting my oil changed. How was the oil change? In my truck, it would probably be about $200 now.
Yeah.
So these are some of our garden pictures. Which this window.
Mr. Levity said, I used to love my grandma and granddad's garden, or grandma and grandpa's garden. They used to put stones and shells in the soil, and I used to lift them up to see all the awesome bugs. Yeah, we have so many earthworms in our dirt.
Yeah, if you reach into the dirt and grab a handful, you would have at least a dozen worms.
For non-awesome bugs, there are lots of ticks in our yard. I don't like that.
My uncle, he lived in Manitoba, and when we would go visit him, he would water the grass, and we'd go out at nighttime with flashlights to catch the worms. And I told that to our neighbor, and our neighbor told me that when it rains really heavily here, you'll see worms all over the dirt road that would be our main street. And we went walking, and sure as shit, just huge worms.
Fat
worms. Perfect fishing worms, just laid out across the road. And then the next day, they all dried up.
Rosie, garden carrots rinsed off with a hose are the absolute best. I understand.
Oh, yeah. You rinse them.
Yeah, you rinse it with a hose. You got off, most of the dirt.
Yeah. So where we are right now, it's just this... It's called Ko-fi. If you click that, don't feel obligated to do any type of donation thing. It's just because we don't intend to do advertisements in that. But this is where we're going to post some pictures and stuff. Just things that might not necessarily, like the photo file itself is too big for Discord. So this is just a couple. You can follow it if you want. But again, it triggers Jesus if you wanted to donate $1 for whatever a day. Blah, blah, blah. Here's our the ladybug who was having a good time. That was actually a bad picture, but it was supposed to illustrate
ring
this.
of fire peppers.
Yeah.
I have lots of those. That's my basil plant.
This is basil, our English plant.
Basil?
Yeah, he speaks to the other plants in an English accent, as if he was.
But I still need a bit of milk, full fat, which I've warmed in the microwave.
Yeah, basil.
New donation from Ollie the dog.
God damn it. Thank you, Ollie the dog.
Was that Paolo?
No. Philip Porkington said that he has a dog named Ollie. Thank you so much. Don't feel obligated when I say that. I only did that so you could see the pictures.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ollie Bobs. So the reason I wanted to bring this I took this one is because I just love these little tendrils.
He had never touched them before.
I thought they were softish, but they're super firm.
It's fun.
The exchange rate on Ko-fi is actually awesome. That's because it's the Canadian. I set it to Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
So basically, if anyone in the world gives us $1, it's only going to charge them 70 cents because Canada is ass.
Our money is worth nothing.
But again, this was just a place instead of subs and stuff, YouTube-wise. If someone who's insane like Philip Torkington wanted to give us an extra buck to maybe eventually get some better shit, it's lovely. We're probably 75 cents to the US dollar. And I think the British pound is better than both of us.
Yeah. It's probably similar.
It's been that way for quite a while, though. We're kind of used to it by now.
Yeah.
It sounds shitty, but this...
is one of my cucumbers.
One of the cukies. I also took a newer. That's
one of my peppers.
The green capsicum, as it were.
A pepper.
To the eggnope. Do you call it capsicum or do you call it green pepper? And there's the overall garden.
New donation from Mr. Levity.
Thank you, Mr. Levity.
Thank you, Ollie the dog and Mr. Levity. Capsicumies. Thank you, sweet people. Yeah, that's just the total overall garden. There we go.
Sorry, but your shitty Canadian dollars.
No, nobody has to make up for anything. Thank you, Mr. Lev. All I wrote here was just posting a couple photos of the garden. Neither of us have ever fully grown a garden, so it's fun to see just how much progress happens overnight. The bumblebees it brings, and watching them drunkenly roll around in the flowers while pollinating is hilarious.
Yeah, they really like that big cucumber plant.
Oh, it's so funny. And there were baby bumblebees.
They're not baby bumblebees, they're leaf cutter bees. Baby bumblebees are still in the hive.
Bumblebees.
Bees emerge when they're grown enough to go do bee business.
Oh yes, the bees, the bee business.
A baby bee is like a freaking white schmeeb of a schmeeb unit.
One schmeeb unit.
It's a schmeeb unit.
So we also...
Our neighbors have a really nice large garden. They're more impressive than us.
Well, they're also more established.
They've been out here for like 35 years.
So I don't pay tax on them.
We can be considered charitable donation.
Honestly, you know how many times in my life I've been called a charity case? I'm just kidding. So I'll show you our neighbor's garden. So
can we talk about the house in the background?
We can't. You mean the pig house?
Pigman's house.
Bracken! Whoops, lol, sorry. Oh no whoops at all. No, Mr. Levity, we're just joking. I technically am not above charity. I'm a person who was born disabled and have done my best to
I've always joked when you go to a store and they ask, "Would you like to donate to charity?" I'm like, "What about my own person being poor?"
No, Mr. Levity, we appreciate it and we just joke. Yeah. We only joke because we know you're our friend and you would know it was a joke. How are you today, Bracken? So this is our neighbor's garden.
Yes.
One of them.
Yes.
It is massive.
Massive.
I can barely get the whole thing in one photo. This house...
Pigman's house.
Is the Pigman house.
Yes.
I don't specifically recommend you go and visit it.
I've been inside Pigman's house because I like going in old abandoned buildings. But Pigman was driven out of town by our neighbors because he basically would steal shit from them and say it was his, and then like also
Oink.
would go out of his way to kill and butcher his pigs in a place where everyone in town would have to see it.
Yeah, the only problem with calling it Pigman's house is that Canada has someone known as a Pigman.
It's true, yeah.
And he was a serial killer.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, this where we live, it used to have the ability to have like a farm animals.
Yes.
But it was rezoned because this particular person
was a douchebag.
Yeah, was very slovenly about being an owner of animals. Yes. But the garden...
Yeah, our neighbor's garden is beautiful.
Is beautiful. There's also... Here's the... Our neighbor, the male, he has a lot of stuff. He loves antiques, old Coke signs, and you name it. He has that retro,
vintage.
Yeah, he loves vintagey stuff. So this is like an old concrete mixer that our neighbor planted some flowers in. I'm not sure what type of flowers.
I think they're just pansies. Yeah. Got some in the flower pot with the sunflowers.
But yeah, so yeah, this is back where the old school used to be located. Yeah. And you can actually still see the concrete footings around the base.
It's really neat. You can tell where the toilets were because it's like a big circle going right into the ground.
You can tell where the shit is wet.
Yeah.
This is only one picture I took of our little birdie friends. So when we walked to the edge of our walking path, our neighbors built there's probably 30 little birdhouses of all different variations. There's ones made out of wood, ones that are old coffee containers, old margarine containers. They put holes in it, and it's full of these little, they called them purple martin.
Yeah. I thought that might be the barn swallow. There's barn swallows, purple martins. Yeah, so the purple martins are the ones that live up high. Those are the barn swallows.
I'll just try. We're birders now. If you didn't know this, we're birders. I'd imagine the barn swallow is...
Yeah, it's a barn swallow.
Yeah, they do have really... They're very like blue and purpley in the sun.
There's so much. Yeah, we stand there and we'll watch them. They just like swoop.
Yeah,
it's so much fun.
It looks like watching if you were watching a bunch of airplanes, but teeny tiny.
Yeah,
and they fly around us. And the interesting thing, actually, looking at this picture is
it looks like AI generated picture.
Yeah, look at it. So I just used my phone, and I didn't set any particular modes or anything, but the beak is missing, but not in the shadow.
Weird. This picture looks AI generated almost. It looks so
Yeah, I'm
weird.
guessing there was some kind of like touch-up thing on my phone that was on.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you look, there's no beak on the bird, but there's a beak in the shadow.
This picture looks like it's had some sort of AI filter to make it look like a painting.
Spooky. We got birds without beaks.
Anyway, yeah, lots of barn swallows.
The other picture that I took was
our neighbor's burn pit.
The burn pit, which we have added to, so thusly we should be allowed to then burn. It actually, looking at it now, it doesn't do it quite justice, but it's probably like 6 feet deep.
Oh, because, yeah, it dips down into the ground.
It's probably like 6 feet deep, full of old wood and trees and, you name it. Anything that would be known as El Flamibo. Need a bird feeder. I know.
Yeah.
That takes pictures? I bet you Amazon's got some really cool ones.
We do just watch them outside the window. So, like, we have bird seed that we put on the ground, and outside of our door, like, the barn swallows and the purple martins, they won't eat the bird seed because they like to eat bugs. But we get
chickadees.
We get chickadees, cowbirds, American goldfinches, all right outside our door. There is a Baltimore Oriole that flies around, but we don't ever put out fruit for it. But you do see it and you hear it singing. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, monarch butterflies we've been seeing.
Yeah. I found it so cool. We were looking up the monarch butterfly migration and how they migrate out of Mexico to North America and then down to Mexico. However, no one butterfly completes the whole migration trip, which I find really fucking fascinating, that then they even know where to go back to when they're like, it's like that, what's that story of like Odysseus's ship, where when he leaves on his journey, throughout the journey, every board in the boat has been replaced, every crew member has been replaced. So at the end of the journey, is it still the original ship, right?
Yeah.
It's just like all these butterflies throughout their migration patterns, they all die, and it's the new generation that goes back to Mexico. And I just think that's really neat.
Well, there's something that some animals, especially ones that fly, birds and insects, they have like a tripometer in their head.
Yeah,
that, like
a magnetometer.
Yeah, a magnetometer that senses certain things environmentally that we don't, that give them inclinations as to where they are or where they're supposed to be. It's kind of like what I always say this with the caveat. So Neil deGrasse Tyson, he doesn't believe in aliens, so I mean,
thanks, Nate.
That knocks him down a couple pegs in my book. But he always said, if what you believe in the most is your senses as a human being, your taste, touch, smell, hearing, and sight, you are missing the entire picture. Because we, compared to so many other animals, including a pistol shrimp, it's like this big, we suck. We can't, our vision isn't nearly as good as a cat or a dog. Our hearing isn't as good as many things. Our sense of most things is actually not great. So it's interesting when animals, it's almost like we ignore our senses to say nowadays use technology to tell us, right? Whereas I do believe people who live more as they always have, you know, like in some of those, we watch those shows where that guy goes in best ever food review, he goes and eats all over the world. I'd imagine a lot of those places he goes to, the tribes, they understand they understand more than we do about things, or like, I don't know, in their own way, I guess. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but
Sorry, I was just reading what Rosie Games put about the house finches eat the cat food she puts out. We have the magpies eat the cat food we put out.
yeah.
Oh, and there's also it's funny, our neighbors, they really don't like nuisance pest birds. So they do their effort to get rid of the what was that mocking?
The grackle?
The grackle, and what's that white and black bird? The fucking garbage bird?
White
that
and
I was
black?
just talking about.
Oh,
That is-
magpie?
The magpie, yeah, thank you. So our neighbor will like go and destroy magpie nests and grackle nests. So that way there's no grackles or magpies. I mean, it's all part of biodiversity. I can't begrudge them for existing.
They eat other animals.
Yeah.
Or no, they lay eggs in other nests or something like
Oh well,
that.
that's what cowbirds do. But magpies are just, I think, well, I don't know, they probably do stuff, but yeah, they're really smart, like crows, but they're like a nuisance bird to people.
Yeah. Magpies are smart. I do my best not to crap on them. Because you know, what we consider a garbage bird isn't really garbage bird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember
Ollie hates birds.
I remember when we were living in Saskatchewan, there was one day that there was a magpie. Something had happened to it that it wasn't able to fly, but it wasn't dead. Like some of its back tails had been, tail feathers had. Honestly, it was probably attacked by a cat, if I'm going to be honest. That's kind of more than likely a scenario. So this bird was kind of like hopping around in the yard. And if humans went anywhere close to it, the other magpies in the neighborhood, they were watching it and they would just freak the fuck out. Like, get away from that bird, get away from that bird. And I just thought it was really, really fascinating how they were clearly trying to look out for this bird that had been injured. It was really sad because I don't know what happened to the bird beyond that, because at some point I was like, I need to stop paying attention to this because it's going to make me cry about a fucking magpie. So at some point I stopped paying attention to what happened to the bird. But yeah, the other magpies that weren't injured were really, really protective of that one magpie that was on the ground and couldn't get back up in the tree.
So,
Oh, you froze us.
this might be too much. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I can't show you that game.
He was gonna try to play a game. Guess
I was
not.
gonna I'll show you a video of the game so that you can play it. But the settings, with how everything is, it'll just affect the OBS and the camera too much. So it's a game, a free game. I can't remember where the hell I found it.
Cody Co played it.
Oh yeah. I'll just bring up his video. Oh no, that wasn't it. Ollie hates bird. He waits in the garden and barks at them constantly if they perch on the fence. I mean, that's setting him up to have a really hard time, though, because birds are nonstop. You know what I mean?
Oh, also, there was a good chance the other day I touched and picked some poison hemlock. I was like, oh, what a pretty flower. And then I threw it on the ground. And then we got home and there was a video that was recommended in our feed. And it was like, poison hemlock, North America's most poisonous plant. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what I picked earlier. I'm fine, though. I'm good. So it's fine. It's all good. I didn't die. It would have happened like within the 2 hours after touching it, so I'm clearly okay.
So this is the game that I was going to play. I did beat it once when at home just to screw around. But it's called The Professional.
Hey, cans are on. Oh yeah, there we go. So right away, this is a problem. The mouse buttons being two separate controls because I'm using a trackpad. You might be thinking, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you try to play a computer game with a trackpad? And it's because I'm better than you, and so I need to make it more difficult for myself to play games like this because I'm such a talented gamer. What am I supposed to be doing here?
I will tell you, it's not any easier if you have separated buttons.
Walk. Just go forward, please. Oh, maybe we. Oh, okay.
So you have to
make this person walk across the room.
But they can't walk.
All right, dude, get up. Yeah. Get up. You look like an idiot, dude. Get up, all right? Ooh, that's
and
pretty
it's
sick.
super.
It's a sick move. Maybe we should flip this one. Ready? Bow! Nope, not what I wanted to do at all.
The funny thing is
okay,
there
so what are we
is a
supposed to
strategy.
do? We're just supposed to walk through this, right?
And the strategy is...
This is so fucking...
To like...
No,
yeah,
no,
you like
no!
flop one limb constantly to make... Yeah, like
good,
that.
Good.
That's the trick.
Fine. Good, getting that
When
downward
you learn
dog.
that maneuver, you can beat the game.
No. Okay, that's a little trick. There's a little trick there. Imagine the dude, like whoever he's robbing, is just standing in the doorway like, what is this guy doing? Dude's like,
Also, the thing
one
that
spot.
sucks...
What the fuck are you doing? Just steal the fucking diamond.
Once you grab the diamond...
Alright, big moves here. Big moves here, boys. Watch this. We're getting up this fucking thing.
It shouldn't be as hard as it is.
No, don't go that
so
way.
hard.
What are you doing? I thought we figured this fucking thing out. I thought we figured the physics out. Like if it was like this, and we could bow. I gotta stop taking ketamine before I rob people. God damn it. No. Well,
I know he watches guys speed run on it. So
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, that counts as getting it, by the way.
Oh, no. You don't have to go back. I mean, I guess that would make sense. The robbery's not over until you've... I can't do this. No fucking way. I thought that was it. And now I'm carrying a diamond, so the weight's probably different. Holy shit. Well, folks, there you have it. Quick game. We did it. That was... I really thought that was going to be an absolute... Wait, it was 18 minutes for the second try. So in total, it took me...
Yeah, here it is. So if anybody wants to give that game a little play, it is free. It's from a site called Itch, and Itch is all free games. Itch.io. It's just kind of like, if Mr. Levity made a game about Ollie something or whatever. It's all free games made by people. Actually, visual novels? Interesting. I haven't looked through all of it, only some of it. And you instantly replied. Honestly, that game is...
It's pretty fun.
I played it for like an hour before I beat it. It sucks that...
It was fun to watch you play it, because it was just so... It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
But, yeah, I don't know what this kind of stuff is, but either way, it's something to check out. One of the best free games I've ever played was Crash Test Dummy Simulator. There are several scenes like truck crash falling down. I think I've seen people playing that. There was a Super Nintendo game for it I used to play. We are Do you ever play this, Mr. Lev? Huh?
I remember. I never played it, but I remember seeing that game.
This was back when it was okay to like use things in commercials for kids and stuff. Like have a game about
advertising
California raisins and the Pepsi circle and all that crap.
Or the 7-Up game?
Yeah, the 7-Up game. But yeah, we that's pretty much I think the stream for the day. Yes, I did, and I had the entire sticker collection too. Nice. Mr. Levity. So, Saturday is my birthday. We haven't quite figured out
I thought it was Sunday.
No, Sunday's Father's Day.
But your birthday the 17th?
Yes.
That Saturday?
I don't believe so.
Oh yeah, today's the 15th. Never mind.
Cool spot was the 7-Up game, yeah. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out.
Maybe then tomorrow I should make you a birthday cake on stream. And by birthday cake, I mean that freezer cake. Because it involves no baking. Yay.
It was really good.
It tastes like a cheesecake. And it's like frozen. It's so good.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll stream tomorrow. We might run in and get some grocery items or something. But we will talk to you guys soon.
Yes.
Get your notifications where you get your notifications.
We'll be on Discord.
We'll be on the Cordy Dis, as well as In Your Dream.
Happy Womb Escape Anniversary, Evan.
If you dream of us, make sure you do that
Womb
AI
escape.
thing so we can see your dreams. Because I want to know what happens.
What's it?
That AI dream thing.
Oh, where you can record
it
your
scans
dreams.
your brain.
Yeah, brain scan. Scan your dreams so we can see ourselves in them.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. Much love to everybody. Take care. Bienvenuto.